Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello and welcome to our online lesson. Today we are moving to sequence number 2. Sequence number 2 of Unit 4, it's reading and writing. So, Unit 4, No Man is an Island. Sequence 2, reading and writing. The skill here today is reading. But before going to read, let's see this picture. On the picture, we can see that the world is held hostage by this horrible creature. Look at this horrible creature. It seems to be like a monster. Can the world escape from its prison? Can we, as citizens of the world, get rid of this monster and go back to our normal life? Look at this picture now and answer the following questions. We have 3 questions. Question 1. Why do people around the world live in confinement today? That means they are locked down. Confinement, that means they are locked down in their homes. Question number 2. Is there any treatment for the virus? Question number 3. What is the best solution to eradicate the danger? Now let's move to reading. Read paragraph 1 of the text and check your answers to the 3 previous questions. 2 minutes to read question 1 and check your answers. Well, let's check now the answers to our 3 previous questions. Question 1 was, why do people around the world live in confinement today? People live in confinement because of the COVID-19 virus, which is a pandemic. Question 2. Is there any treatment for the virus? Let's see. Governments have taken various actions to stop the spread of this virus. So, if there is treatment, we don't stop the spread, we just treat the virus, but there is no treatment. The only treatment is to stop the spread of the virus. Question 3. What is the best solution to eradicate the danger? The best solution is the joint responsibility of both governments and citizens to make changes in our lifestyles to solve this serious problem. Now, let's go to activity number 2. Task 1 of activity number 2, read the text and say whether the following statements are true or false. You will have 5 minutes to read the text and to see if these statements are true or false. Your 5 minutes are over now. Let's see if and check if these statements are true or false, according to the text, of course. A. Stopping the spread of the coronavirus is the responsibility of governments only. Is that true or false? It's false, of course, because it is the responsibility of both the governments and the citizens. Question B. People who are in home lockdown can work and study using the internet. Is that true or false? It is true. So, pupils, students like you, who are at home now, they can work and study online. That means using the internet. C. Individuals ought to keep distant from each other. Is that true or false? This is true, of course. That means people should stay distant from each other. They don't have to get close to each other. Question D. Old people should do shopping by themselves. This is false. Old people shouldn't get out of their homes. So, it's the duty of other people to do shopping for them. Let's go to the next activity. Task 2. Read the text again and fill in the following table with the necessary information. Here in the table, we have to classify the different safety measures mentioned in the text in 2 columns. Column 1 is for safety measures taken by the government, and column 2 is for safety measures taken by the citizens. So read the text for 5 minutes and classify the different safety measures in the table. Okay, let's correct now. What are the safety measures taken by the government? 1. They should close borders to stop travelers coming from overseas. This is safety measure number 1. Safety measure number 2. They had better put everyone in lockdown. That means in confinement. They shouldn't go out. 3. They should have good emergency planning in hospitals. The government should make good emergency planning in hospitals. 4. They should provide protective equipment for frontline workers. Who are the frontline workers? They are nurses, they are doctors, they are policemen, they are rescuers, and all people working with the sick people. 5. They should make stricter rules to protect the citizens. Yes, the rules should be tough, strict, in order to protect the citizens. These are the different safety measures that should be taken by the governments in order to eradicate this virus. What are the safety measures taken by the citizens now? Number 1, they should stay at home. Yes, like you are doing now. 2, they should follow the lockdown rules. That means they should respect the rules for lockdown. They shouldn't go out. 3, they had better not meet friends outside their bubble. That means they shouldn't meet friends, people they don't know, or their friends who live in another place, because they may be contaminated. 4, they should do shopping for the elderly to protect them. Yes, we have to protect the old people. And to protect them, we should do shopping for them in order to let them at home. 5, they ought to keep physical distance and good hygiene. That means individuals, people, should stay distant from each other, and they should keep good hygiene, to clean their hands, to disinfect their hands, their clothes, everything around them. Number 6, they ought to take responsibility and change their lifestyle. We are obliged to change our lifestyles, and this is our responsibility. So our responsibility today is great in fighting this pandemic. Now let's move to the next stage. Next stage is post-reading. Look at the pictures and use the cues to write sentences about safety measures to stop the spread of the coronavirus, COVID-19. Look at these pictures. Here we have 8 pictures, as you can see. All of them, they illustrate the safety measures that should be taken by people in order to fight and stop the spread of the coronavirus, COVID-19. Look at the pictures and use these cues, expand them to write sentences expressing the safety measures for eradicating and stopping the spread of the pandemic. So you will have, let's say, 4 minutes for doing this activity. The time for doing the activity is over. Let's correct all together. Number 1, wear face mask contamination. How can we use these words to make a safety measure? You should wear a face mask to avoid contamination with the virus. 2, cover sneezes, coughs, your elbow. You ought to cover your sneezes and coughs with your elbow. 3, wash hands often possible. You had better wash your hands as often as possible. Number 4, not touch face, nose, eyes, and washed hands. You shouldn't touch your face, nose, or eyes with unwashed hands. Number 5, use hand sanitizer, disinfect hands. You ought to use a hand sanitizer to disinfect your hands. Number 6, clean doorknobs, surfaces, disinfectant. You should clean doorknobs and surfaces with a disinfectant. Number 7, stay home, fight coronavirus. You had better stay at home to fight coronavirus, COVID-19. The last one, number 8, contact doctor, feel ill. You ought to contact a doctor if you feel ill. Here we come to an end to our lesson. But before I leave, I have an advice for you. Please stay home. Stay safe. Stay home to save your life and to save the lives of your family members. Thank you.
شكرا على المشاهدة. لا تنسوا الاشتراك في القناة، الضغط على الجرس، الإعجاب بالفيديو.